telephone had started with a ring, a sharp, sudden sound that sliced through the quiet of a late afternoon. From the moment it was born, the telephone wasn't just an invention, it was a promise. A promise that distance would no longer silence a voice, that miles and oceans could be folded into moments, that a whisper from across the world could reach your ear as if it were right beside you. This simple device, with wires and currents, became the heart of human connection. It lived in homes, in offices, on walls, on desks. People would gather around it, they waited for it, they hoped it would ring, feared what it might bring, and cherished the conversations it held within its plastic shell. In the early days, a telephone meant community. Operators manually connected one line to another. Each call was an act of intention. A voice would travel through cables, down poles, under streets, across towns. A mother would call her child, a husband would phone from the factory, a friend would whisper secrets. The telephone turned every home into a port, every voice into a lifeline. Soon, the telephone evolved. Rotating dials became buttons, signals became faster, colors changed, shapes shifted. The cord, once coiled like a spring between generations, became longer, stretching across hallways and kitchens, bedrooms and balconies. People stretched with it, moving around with a voice in their hand. Then came the golden age of the home telephone. Families memorized numbers. Children were taught how to answer politely. Answering machines arrived. A red blinking light meant someone had reached out. Messages played in grainy tones. I miss you. Call me back. I'll be home late. Even silence had a sound when it came through a telephone. It became more than a machine. It became an extension of us. It was where breakups happened, where job offers arrived, where grandmothers gave advice, where birthdays were remembered and grief was shared. The telephone witnessed it all. Sitting silently between rings, never judging, always ready. Lovers fell asleep whispering into the receiver. Teenagers fought over phone time. Fathers sat late at night, waiting for a call that might never come. Soldiers called home. Emergency calls made hearts race. Prank calls made kids giggle. The telephone stood still, grounded by wires but alive with voices. Then came the cordless revolution. The base stayed, but the receiver moved. People walked around their homes, pacing with emotion, laughing in kitchens, crying in hallways. The wire was gone, but the tether remained. The telephone was still a part of the home. Still familiar. Still human. But the world outside was changing. Technology marched forward. Mobile phones emerged, small and silent at first, then louder and smarter. But the telephone at home remained, sturdy, dependable, honest. In small towns and big cities, the home telephone still rang. Grandparents answered on landlines. Officers kept them on desks. Emergency services still trusted them. Their ring, unmistakable, cut through time. A sound that meant someone had something to say, someone remembered, someone needed you. The phone never lied. It was simple, direct, true. And though smartphones would take over, with apps and screens and instant messages, the spirit of the telephone never left. The need to connect, to speak, to be heard, that was always human, and the telephone was the first to give that need a home. Even now, in the age of lightning-fast texts and video calls, there's something sacred about the ring of a traditional phone. Something real about picking up a receiver and hearing a voice without filters. It reminds us of a time when we had to stop what we were doing to answer, when a call meant something, when distance was something we could conquer with a simple hello. The telephone didn't just change communication, it changed relationships, it changed waiting, it changed longing, it gave voice to feelings that letters couldn't carry quickly enough, it turned sound into comfort, silence into tension, laughter into music. Think of the last time you truly listened on a phone, the pauses, the breath, the way someone's voice rose when they were excited, or cracked when they were close to tears. The telephone made that possible. It made us closer. It made us present. There was magic in the way we used to dial numbers, in the rhythm of the digits, the way we waited for the ring, then the click. And then, someone answered. The moment held so much power. You didn't need to see them. You only needed their voice. That was enough. The telephone taught us how to speak, how to listen, how to wait, how to respond. It taught us patience. It taught us presence. It taught us the power of a simple connection. Now, as we scroll and swipe and type, we forget the beauty of that single line, that direct link between one person and another. A wire, a signal, a voice. The telephone never needed a camera. It never needed a screen. It only needed someone to speak and someone to listen. Maybe that's why it still matters, because behind all the technology, all the speed, all the noise, we're still the same. We still want to be heard. We still want someone to pick up. We still want that voice that says I'm here, I'm listening, you're not alone. That's the legacy of the telephone, not just a device, a revolution, not just a tool, a friend, not just history, a heartbeat that still echoes in every ring, the sound of someone reaching out, the sound of being remembered, the sound of connection. It's not just nostalgia, it's recognition, that once upon a time, a ring meant everything, that a receiver was more than plastic, it was a bridge, a lifeline, an open door, and maybe, if we're lucky, we'll still hear it, that timeless ring, and we'll answer, the way people have always answered, with a smile, with a word, with our voice. Because some things never go out of style, some things never stop mattering, the telephone is one of them.